it is important that we address the matter of having a world-class facility. A facility that is befitting of the status of Ghana as a football powerhouse, if we still are. Okay? It is quite sad that today, when you watch a game from any of our match venues, and when I say our match venues, our national match venues, the pictures you see compared to what you see with other countries and their leagues and the kind of surfaces they play on, is nothing to write home about. Again, when you travel out to watch football games, and even before buying tickets, you look at the stadium map, you can tell that from wherever you might be sitting at that match venue, you can be able to see everything that is happening on the pitch live, uninterrupted. But sadly, when you come to Ghana, the story is never the same. When you come to Ghana, we cannot boast of a match venue worth talking about. The Accra Sports Stadium was opened somewhere in 1961. And there was a football match between Accra 11 and Kumasi 11 to officially inaugurate the facility somewhere in 1962. The Accra Sports Stadium has seen major renovation works. Major, when I say major, only once. That was prior to the Africa Cup of Nations in 2008. Okay. That was the only time the Accra Sports Stadium, post its opening, saw a major facelift. That was because we were hosting Africa's biggest Mundial. Now, when it was time for us to host the women's AFCON, which we normally call WAFCON, we again saw some works being done in 2018 prior to that competition. So in terms of the facility being ultra-modern, in terms of the facility being state-of-the-art, in terms of the facility having modern architecture, ladies and gentlemen, all of those elements are missing. The Bulgarian who designed this Accra Sports Stadium, what's his name? Alexander Barov. Long ago, he designed this thing long ago in the late 50s. That was when he designed this facility. Today, we have seen improved match venues with improved architecture, with modern designs. But ladies and gentlemen, the good people of Ghana are still dealing with the 1950 design. The 1950 design for the Accra Sports Stadium is still what we are waxing lyrical about. It's still what we are describing as the nation's Wembley. The nation's Wembley. When those who built Wembley hear what we say about Accra Sports Stadium, they'll be disappointed. Mentioning Wembley and Accra Sports Stadium in the same sentence. You see, today I've come in peace. I've come in peace today. And I want to visit one story that came out yesterday from the inspection, the NSA, the Ghana Sports Fund, and some government representatives. The inspection they did at the Accra Sports Stadium and the outcome of the inspection. Nathan, do you know that yesterday, when they went on the tour, there were concerns about the dressing room of the referees?
Yeah, I saw that.
They said the referees didn't have a place where they would have their physiotherapy session. They didn't have washrooms in their dressing room. That is an architectural problem. They said the match commissioner's office needed to be close to the referee's office or the referee's dressing room. And they needed a certain glass partition for them to be able to see what's happening on the pitch. Again, it's an architectural problem. Then they said, oh, the tunnel, the players get suffocated in the tunnel. It's not as wide per FIFA standards or per the specifications of a modern stadium. The long and short of all of that is that the Accra Sports Stadium, in its current state, shape, and form, is not up to modern standards and modern requirements of the game. The NSA board chair, a good friend, Professor, good morning to you, Professor Fred Awa, after the inspection, told the good people of Ghana that the Accra Sports Stadium is a death trap. Nathan, what is the meaning of death trap?
Death trap.
What is the meaning of? You see, when they say a facility is a death trap, what does it mean? Nathan, help me. You see, I want you to help me understand. When they say a facility is a death trap, what does it mean?
Okay, so when we say that something is a death trap, let me just get that for you. Okay, when we say something is a death trap, basically means that a structure, or defined as a structure play situation that is extremely dangerous and carries an imminent risk of death or serious injury.
Nathan, take that again.
So a death trap is defined as a structure, place, or situation that is extremely dangerous and carries an imminent risk of death or serious injury. Imminent meaning close.
Nathan, you see, I am not saying this. Professor Fred Awa was part of the inspectors. After the inspection, quote, that's just a death trap. You never know when the entire place will collapse. Maybe with a big population, where we will have another disaster. Nathan, let me take it again. You see, these are not my words. These are the words of Professor Fred Awa. He says, that's just a death trap. You never know when the entire place will collapse. Maybe with a big population, where we will have another disaster. Again, if we had our own way, we would have pulled down the infrastructure for a new one to be underway. These are the quotes, or these are the words of Professor Fred Awa, who is the board chair of the NSA. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing is clear from this message. If you have plans of going to watch any football game at the Accra Sports Stadium, just know that when you take a seat in that edifice, in that facility, you are sitting on a ticking time bomb, because they say it's a death trap. So those who are managing the facility, Nathan, you see me, I'm not the one saying it. Those who are looking after the facility say it is a death trap. So me, I'll not advise anybody to go and watch any football game. So if the FA know that it's a death trap, immediately the approval they've given the facility to host Ghana Premier League matches, they should withdraw it. They say it is a death trap. So nobody should go there.
And that's the board chair of the NSA.
That's the board chair of the NSA. You see, it now brings me to the problem of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, is it that we are obsessed with the 1961 facility? Or is it that it is a part of Ghana's history that we don't want to go away? Or is it that we have just decided not to find a way to modernize that facility? I want to ask the leaders today. Is it that we've become emotionally attached to the Accra Sports Stadium in its current shape, state, and form? Is that the case? Or we don't have money to bring it down and build a new one? or we have just decided to be throwing money at renovation works, giving it a facelift, welding works here and there. Is that what we want to continue doing as a nation? I think that it is important that we sit down as a nation and decide that, looking at where we are in terms of football, our achievements in the sport, and how we are recognized internationally as one of the powerhouses in Africa, we should have a structure that is befitting. We should have a structure that is worth talking about as the Ghana Sports Stadium or the Accra Sports Stadium, or a stadium that has ultra-modern features. A stadium that every Ghanaian will be proud of. So that when we say we are going to watch matches, you are even excited to go to the match venue because of the facility you are going to sit in. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot be proud of the Accra Sports Stadium. And we cannot continue throwing money at renovation works. A few weeks ago, we were told that under a certain government, somebody collected money to do renovation. The person ran away with the money.
Yeah.
Not so? Mm-hmm. Should we continue like this? When you go to the Accra Sports Stadium and you want to use the washroom, if you want to use the washroom at the Accra Sports Stadium, you must go with 4 nose masks. You must possibly enter the washroom with your eyes closed, because the kind of things you will see and the kind of things you smell, if you are not careful, you land at Ridge Hospital. It is an eyesore. You would not want to use any facility at the Accra Sports Stadium on match day if you have issues with your bladder. Number 2 is even worse. So, ladies and gentlemen, if our leaders are concerned, if successive governments are really interested in uplifting the standard of our facilities, Accra Sports Stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium should be the first to go. Nathan, bring both facilities down. Bring both facilities down and start a new one. The other time, our good friend Kawawa was in Rwanda. Mm-hmm. And then he brought us pictures of the Amahoro Stadium.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Rwanda. It's not Rwanda that went to war and came back.
Yeah.
Go and look at the Amahoro Stadium. How much did they spend on it? $165 million to bring the Amahoro Stadium back to life. Anybody who has seen that facility should come and tell me that it is not worth talking about. And there are many more. Nathan, when you go to Morocco, you have been to Morocco. Mm-hmm. You have seen match venues. Wait, when you see those match venues and you come to Ghana, do we have match venues here in Ghana? No. And we are saying that, look, instead of the politician coming to tell us that he's going to put up 10 mini stadia across the country in regions that don't have sports stadiums and all, your primary focus should be bringing down that Accra Sports Stadium and building a new one. It is not about the number. You see, Nathan, it's not about the number of match venues we have, but the quality of match venues we have is very important. Who is proud of the Accra Sports Stadium today? Who is proud of the Kumasi Sports Stadium today? Even Legon Sports Stadium. Nathan, when it's raining, everybody's soaked.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the state of the play surface today? The University of Ghana Stadium. Yesterday I was watching a game. It was almost as if they were playing on brown grass. Not even the camera tricks, not even the filters could change the color of the pitch to green. We cannot continue like this. So today as we speak, I am sure the NSA has put together a budget to go and give to the state for renovation works. We cannot continue renovating the Accra Sports Stadium. To whom it may concern, the NSA, we know they don't have money to pull it down and build a new one. We know. But as a matter of urgency, if any government wants to leave a legacy in sports and they'll leave power and will still be referring to the Accra Sports Stadium in its current state and shape as the nation's Wembley, then all of us will be disappointed. All of us will be disappointed. Any government that is interested in leaving a proper sports legacy should look at Esipon, should look at Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium, should look at Kumasi Sports Stadium and Accra Sports Stadium and find a way to make sure those facilities become state of the art, ultra modern. That is one way of bringing back the love. So if the Black Stars are playing there and we risk our lives in our numbers to go to the Accra Sports Stadium, it is a death trap. Do you want to put your people through another disaster? Nathan, are we interested in bringing in rescue teams from Israel and Korea and Japan?
We shouldn't at all.
To come and rescue people after another disaster at the Accra Sports Stadium? We must be serious. We must be serious. And it's high time the politics stopped. It's high time we stop the politics. Pull down the Accra Sports Stadium. If possible, pull down the Kumasi Sports Stadium. Let's have new facilities. That will be the biggest legacy any government will leave for sports here in Ghana, will leave for football here in Ghana. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue to have this facility in this current state and be proud of ourselves that we have a national facility we're talking about. On that time, we were in Boston. We were at the Gillette Stadium.
Yep.
The Gillette Stadium is not a new facility.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not a new facility, but it is top notch. We went to Philadelphia. The Philly Stadium is not a new facility. It wasn't built for the World Cup. But when you get to the Philly Stadium, you know that this is a facility that has been well built and well maintained. We went to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. We saw super facility. Nathan, it is not beyond us. This money that we want to put together to go and build 10 new stadium, 10 new mini stadium, I'm told it is around $70 million, right? Nathan, $70 million. For one, the TNA was around $70 million. So if that is the model, we are going to build 10.
Yeah.
Plus inflation buster, let us say $200 million. That is what we want to use to build
The 10.
all these facilities. Nathan, if we are concerned and are interested in having a proper facility, all that $200 million should be focused on demolishing that Accra Sports Stadium and building a new one before disaster strikes. In the words of the NSA board chair, it is a death trap. Those who have ears, let them listen. Those in government, those who are holding power, this is what we need. We do not need 10 new match venues. We need a proper match venue befitting of the nation's status as a football powerhouse. We cannot continue going to CAF to go and beg for them to allow us to use the Accra Sports Stadium to play Category A matches. Are we not tired? So Keto Kreku will have to now go to CAF and go and be begging. Nathan, we have to go and beg before CAF agreed to give us the facility to use. You see, me if I'm CAF, I have to pull the ears of Ghana hard. Ghana should go and play in Togo. Even Togo have a proper facility. It's not. It's Kegwe Sports Stadium.
Yes, Stade Kege. Yes.
Stade Kege. Yes. Thank you very much. Merci. When you go to our neighbors, Cote d'Ivoire, ladies and gentlemen, the match venues they have, the Ofe Boigny Stadium and Co.
Yeah.
Nathan, we are joking in this country. And that is the benefit of the AFCON they hosted. With the benefit of the AFCON we hosted, they are in ruins. Go and look at Esipon. Go and look at Aliu Mahama. Aliu Mahama, the other time I saw a septic tank car. That's how they call it. A septic car. Not at all Filoli. That's what I saw at Aliu Mahama. They were spraying the water on the grass. Look, Nathan, we cannot continue like this. Give the facilities an opportunity to attract people to the
Oh,
venues.
yeah, that's true.
Me, I won't go to Accra Sports Stadium after hearing this. That is a death trap. Will you go? Oh no, me, I won't go. So this one, Nathan, we are appealing to government. Please, if you want to do anything about infrastructure, pull Accra Sports Stadium down and rebuild it.